What's your minimum specification?
Hi everyone, you're watching my mini-series, NDAs versus Embargoes. This is video 5, Leaks and Technicalities. So, to be clear, throughout this mini-series, I should point out that I am not a lawyer. I have zero legal training. Anything I say in this video should not be construed as legal advice. If you need legal advice, consult a focused expert lawyer who deals with this stuff on a daily basis, not me. At no point do I pretend to be a lawyer, and in no circumstances should the content of any of these videos be used for legal purposes. This is an analysis based on experience and discussions with peers and other tech companies. If this disclaimer puts you off watching the video, I understand. Because I repeat, I am not a lawyer. You're free to watch any other video, but these are just my experiences. So I mentioned earlier that in a room of 100 people being briefed, there is a possibility that there are other people in the room who might not be under NDA or may have different NDAs to you. There's a situation where, okay, you may be under NDA and you manage to get hold of some hardware, say from a system integrator or a custom PC builder, but you haven't signed an NDA with them. So imagine getting a sample from one of these custom PC builders with a brand new Intel processor, but the custom PC company doesn't have you under NDA, but neither does Intel. Does that mean you can post your review before the launch date, even if you happen to know launch date? And the answer is technically yes. The company at fault here would be the custom PC company, that system integrator, who didn't have you under NDA. Now, of course, you may sour your relationship with that custom PC integrator, but Intel, if you post that review early, is ultimately going to go at them, and that may affect their allocation of CPUs for the next cycle, or they could be blacklisted, and the effect of the custom PC builder with their relationship with you will depend on whether they actually got what they wanted out of the leak being early. In the caveat that you've actually signed an NDA with Intel, but obtained the hardware through other means outside the NDA, technically you can post information that you've managed to obtain through testing that sample. You wouldn't be able to obviously post Intel slides that you've had from Intel briefings, or talk about things that you can't generally get out of an analysis of that CPU. Intel's NDA is likely to only cover the information that they've given you. And as we saw with NDAs earlier, there are language that keeps you free if you learn about topics from elsewhere. Now again, that varies from NDA to NDA. You're going to have to actually check the very specific wording. If you do this, if you post early, whether you're under NDA with Intel and you're not with a custom PC company, other vendors may take notice, right? And they may turn around and say, well, you're breaking NDA with them, so why should we deal with you? Why should we brief you if you're the sort of person who breaks NDA? So one thing I would like to add, if you have an NDA with Intel, so you know the disclosure date, but you get your hardware from somewhere else where you're not under NDA with them, and you post 5 minutes before the actual disclosure date, that's just a dick move. You can yuck it up all you want, but that's just being a dick. So what about for websites that deal with embargoes but also post leaks? There are a number of these. I'll go into press events under embargo, and I'll see a list of press there that will the next day post leaks about performance that they've seen online on PC Mark and 3D Mark and that sort of thing. For some press, their whole shtick with their information is revolving around the leaks, whether trying to determine whether they're genuine or whether they're fake, or just to post, hey, this is a rumor, right? We're in a situation where you've got a publication technically under NDA talking about things that aren't confirmed and having to stay ambiguous about whether they know them to be true. As a reader or reviewer, this may feel a bit disingenuous. They can't talk about exactly what they know, but they're willing to entertain specific elements to a leak that may or may not be true. So personally, I don't necessarily like to read things about leaks for the sake of it, half of it being complete horse. and the other half of it ends up generating lots of conversations that go to nowhere, that might not even be anywhere relevant to the product at hand. And I usually have better things to do. So while I may not like press that post about leaks but are also under NDA about the same product, it's not technically against the rules. You, as a reader, as a viewer, have to decide whether that's something you want to listen to or read. Personally, it's not for me. How do you feel? Thank you for watching. If you stayed all this, again, I'll reiterate, I am not a lawyer, so don't take anything I've said as legal advice, please. I would like to hear your thoughts about this element of the industry perhaps you've never considered before, or if you are in the press, how you consider. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like if you liked these series of videos. If you think I'm a complete tool and I have the wrong idea about this, well, you know where to get to me. I'm Twitter @IanCutris, or you can comment below and I'll respond to a few there. So thank you for watching, and what's your minimum specification?